actually March 2nd. I didn't know it actually made it to March, but you live day to day and do what you got to do. Oh boy, it's a happy day actually. Diane got her Social Security finally. It took 2 extra weeks, and every day you're worrying about can you pay the bills, and yeah, 2 weeks is a long time. But today was a happy day. We checked the account because they said they were doing a direct deposit. I kind of figured that something would happen, and of course it did. She missed one number in her account, and the person that was talking to her said, "Oh yeah, you're fine. You know, we're in a hurry too, so you must know what you're talking about." Not always, if we've never done it before. Oh boy, but yeah, finally. I know what it's like to be poor. I just didn't want to be. Again, yeah, I've been poor all my life, and for 8 months I was poor again, and now we can actually do things. I have a job now too. It ain't much of a job, but it's a job. Together we can do things. I'm wondering what Darren's going to come up with the information I'm giving him. It takes a lot of pieces to put something together. He is somebody who has, in the sense of pieces, he's got a lot of them, and I got a lot of them. If you're doing a rock and roll band, you have to be able to think and create in what you do, be it the bass, the drum, the guitar, or the voice, etc. Whatever you do to add to the whole makes the whole whatever it ends up being. And it can't be done by one, at least not initially. Rock and roll bands often, the lead singer will go off on his own or her own. And then, you know, that's expected actually, because once I know how to do it, you know, then I don't need you, but you need to teach each other to get there. Certain personalities are really good at management. It ain't very hard if you know how, but if you don't know how, it's impossible. Getting a job as a manager again for me was impossible. But I was very good at it. I just don't look the part. I don't have proof that I know what I'm talking about, but I'm hoping that I can do it again. Darren is not one who has a whole lot of college skills or anything like that, and I probably wouldn't have much use for him yet. I need people who know how to do the hands-on things. If I can get a business growing, well then I might need the college people. But initially, you just have to be able to do what you say you can do, and there's not a whole lot of paperwork involved. Just do it and get paid. And along with, you know, I like making improvements on the house, but we can probably do that. To fix my mouth, I mean, they want probably, you know, one of the nurses told me they want $30,000 to fix hers, and her mouth ain't nowhere near as bad as mine. I'm probably going to have false teeth. George Washington had wooden teeth. They say that's why he didn't smile much, because it didn't hurt, it's just, I know how ugly my wooden teeth are. Hurts me to smile for now. You know, even when you're having a conversation and you want to smile because it's a good conversation, and man, I can't. It hurts. Yawning hurts. For a little bit, it hurt to spit. So if I can get a business going, main priority for me, save up like $10,000 just so I can hand it to somebody who knows what they're doing to fix my mouth, because I can't get insurance to do it, and they ain't gonna do it. I have paperwork I have to send back to food stamps. I'm thinking I better switch phone numbers, leave Magic Jack, because the debt collectors will hope I got money and I don't. If I had money, man, if my business is successful, I'll pay you all off and you can get off my back. If I don't have money, I cannot give it to you. So I leave you a phone number to keep calling, and you'll never hear from me. And I don't have you in my head either. I just know you want to get in there. So we have a cell phone that's in her name. Of course, I don't know the number, but all I gotta do is call Magic Jack and tell me what number is calling, and then I probably, and I will actually, I must. When I send the copies of my paycheck, and they want a copy of the electric bill, and they actually want to know what my rent is, or mortgage, or anything. You know, I really didn't buy the house, but I wasn't stupid enough to leave it in her name alone. So technically, it's in my name too, but I really didn't pay for it. Of course, it went out. That brings me to two sides to make one whole. Nature does that, actually. Diane said she was talking to Sandra. In terms of the legacy I want to give Sandra, and I just being nice to me in the way that you can, because nobody is the same. There is value to that. It sounds like I'm playing God again. I'm not really. It's just how it passes through. She goes by Sandy most of the time, but in a respectful manner, and we do that. I prefer to call her Sandra, and well, she called. I wouldn't consider that very respectful to call me Jeffrey. Jeff is more respectful. If I ever gain title, I'm White Hawk. No Jeff involved, just White Hawk, or the White Hawk. Of course, I would think the Great White Hawk. I ain't great yet. Oh, boy. So, Diane said she was talking to Sandra, and, you know, I was like, in my mind, I live there a lot, by the way. If anybody who follows me, or knows me, or checks in with me, or hangs out with me, I don't trust too many people hanging out with me. At least not physically. I haven't found it to be a safe place. People usually want to go and ditch you, one way or the other. Whatever. Before they want to ditch you, they need actually to learn something. And once they learn what they need, you're no longer useful. That's actually business. But unless they purposely hurt me, I still think that's okay. Child grew up and went on his own. If they're not my kid, then they don't have to keep in touch with me. And I probably couldn't keep track of them all anyhow. Not as a human. But anyway, if Sandra cares about us, and she certainly does, I mean, for real, I can feel it. Then if you want to know how the whole is doing, you have to check in on both sides, the sperm and the egg, and see how the whole is doing. And again, not too many people can think that way. I mean, females do, but you have to reach a certain maturity to care about somebody else's family. You got to have certain maturity just to even be able to care about yourself, and then, you know, then it's somebody else, then it's a family. Maturity in spirit, yeah, it's important. It takes a while. The new guy from Taiwan actually said, I think we both got very old spirits. You know, I'm agreeing with that. I don't know what his daily life is. I only do this when I can, and I feel like I can. This isn't normal, per se. I'm not normally the speaker. Even if I was, you still got to go back to your ordinary life. Dr. Phil even said it. If I was Dr. Phil at home, she'd never put up with it. You know? So yeah. I could probably do more than 20 minutes a day, but at the moment that takes all day. If I ever get powerful, I don't think the beer is going to be part of the game plan. I might still drink, I still like it, and I'll still do this, but this will probably stay as a 20-minute gig. But I can do when I'm straight, I can still think this way. I just don't have a reason or a feeling to need to share it. It just happens. Me and God. Me who I am, and God is who He is. God is obviously much bigger than all of us. Good thing I see the rapper, though. I still think they go stale. I tried smoking one of these. The only time they're any good, that's why they have humidors, is when they're perfect. If they're not moist enough, gross. It's one thing about pot, but pot actually gets you high, and these things do, but not the same way when you're used to them. And it went out again. God, I'm thinking that I might have to put this back in the wrapper and hope. I don't know. I do know when they're dry, they suck. Yeah. So, now that we finally got our other part of the hole, we just got a real estate bill, real estate tax. I still need to get the septic tank pumped out. I got a lot of things that need to get done. Get the inside fixed, period, at $1,000. I think pumping out the septic tank is probably I accidentally slid off the road in the outback. Good thing I wasn't in the inside, that wouldn't handle it. Somehow I got something through the side of the tire, and they won't fix it if it's through the side of the tire, but you can fix it yourself. I would say don't put it on the front of the car, put it on the back, because they say it decreases the integrity of the tire when there's a hole through the sidewall. Big one maybe, but small one, they still won't fix it. The rules, the numbers. You run a greater risk by doing what I'm going to do, and I've seen others do it a lot worse than what I'm going to need to do. Just put a plug in it and put it on the bag, so you're not using that tire to steer with. Those tires are brand new. They got plenty of tread. 3 times as much as the Insight gets when you buy them new. So yeah, I gotta do that. I'm also very impressed with, although I think they charge us too much. Diane got a tune-up. It cost us $450. I think that's way overpriced, but you know, it happened. But her car is getting much better mileage. The Subaru needs a tune-up too. You can tell by driving it. Just like you can tell by driving hers. And you know, it just in my mouth. I mean, you know, where's all the money come from? I'm very grateful that I can do the smaller things. The big things, the system is just totally screwed for that. I was looking at if my business that I'm trying to set up can be done, I can get people to do work for practically nothing, and yet I can charge an awful lot for the quality of what I'm going to provide. That's how you get rich quick. I think once I got my problems fixed, I pay my people better. But there's no guarantees that I'm going to be able to make this work, so it's just a thought. Yep, got the shower running. Gotta get a shower. It's so cool. I don't have to pay for that either. Ain't no meter on there how much you using. If the water pump broke, we'd be paying a lot for that, because that's an emergency. You're gonna pay us a lot. There's a lot of ways to look at that, but the one I'm going to leave you with is your body does that. If there's an emergency, you have a gland that does the thing that makes you so many things. I mean, really, I'm trying to look at the whole body. It isn't the thyroid. Adrenaline. And how does it get paid? Sugar. Sugar is money in a body. Too much is too much unless, well, you know, fat is sugar. Fat is the way the body stores excess energy. As humans, actually, we actually can do it like a body, but when you start being single cell that is too fat, too greedy, you're cancer. Or something like it. You know, Warren Buffett could have been the richest man that ever was. He is like the god of money, but he's not. Chooses not to be. There'll probably only be ever one Warren Buffett. In fact, there's only ever one of us individually, but some of us can do similar things. That's difficult what he did. And only certain spirits can do that, and I'm sure they've been around many times. I'm gonna say I better quit. Love y'all. Always have.